to avoid the political pain of the worst of this law.
You write in your column today that this is not just government by diktat, it is government by embarrassed diktat. What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't need to tell you, Dana, if an administration is making an announcement at 9 p.m. at night, by definition, that is not a good announcement. And there have been key things that they have announced at night. This partial suspension of the individual mandate for people who are canceled and find the Obamacare policies too expensive to buy, that was announced at 9 p.m. That was a huge deal. And there are other changes they basically have made no effort to broadcast whatsoever. So this is no way to run a railroad.
That's an interesting point because in some ways it maybe helps protect them politically from some bad headlines. But I talked to some people this weekend, a young woman that I talked to at the park every day, and she was so confused by what the state of the law was. I mean, maybe they actually are one of the reasons they're possibly seeing declining poll numbers is because people are confused and therefore they think there's a tremendous amount of incompetence going on when it comes to the Obamacare law.
Yeah, it's added to the sense of chaos. You're exactly right. But every single day, the imperative has been just to get beyond the latest problem. And initially, it's the employer mandate was going to be a big problem, so they delay that a year. Then it was all these cancellations, so you have the president announcing a fix that turns out mostly to be bogus. And then you have all the people who have cancellations because the fix didn't work, and for them, you're suspending the individual mandate. And I think a big debate in the year coming up will be over the individual mandate, which will probably now be politically unsustainable. You can't suspend it for part of the population and then arbitrarily apply it to the rest of people. And red state Democrats are obviously very nervous about it, and this is the single most unpopular part of a very unpopular law.
Someone that you and I both know, Yuval Levin, wrote last week for National Review that one of the things he read into the announcement about the fine being alleviated for individuals who had lost their health insurance plans and couldn't get them before January 1st. He thinks that there might be some more knowledge within the administration about what is happening in terms of enrollment, and that they're trying to set themselves up for possibly the unraveling of the individual mandate without any help from Congress.
Yeah, well, the point Yuval was making in there is, in that post, is just all of this has been a black box, and the administration is being as secretive as possible about all this, so you never really know what they're thinking or what's underneath the rock. Only they know, but the way they've been acting and these various delays suggested something very ugly under that rock. Now, they may have gotten a wave of signups right here at the end, but you still don't know whether the population is going to be big enough to make these insurance pools work, whether you're going to have the right kind of people and the right demographics for them to work. And certainly, if you look at the numbers state by state, it suggests that there's certain states in the United States where this law is basically going to be stillborn, because you're just not going to have enough people in the state-level insurance pool to make it work.
What recourse, aside from the midterm election turnout, what recourse do Americans have, maybe through their representatives in Congress, if they are concerned about the executive branch making decisions without consulting or even telling Congress in advance that they're changing key parts of the law as they try to roll it out?
Yeah, that's a huge issue because it's so perverse, where the president seems to oppose changes being done lawfully by Congress, right? When Congress offers to codify certain changes he's made, he opposes it. And I don't think Republicans have a good answer, really, about what to do about this lawlessness. And ultimately, the answer is a big wave come next November. That will be the biggest message from the American people if there's a wave of revulsion out in the country that you see in the House and Senate races.
All right, Rich, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dana.